Lord God, her name was Sally. She lived in the Kanawha Valley, just outside of Charleston,
West Virginia, abroad Morales. West Virginia, abroad Morales. The gentleman's guide to frauderizing. Got caught Skylark in a Parkersburg. Only river wobble water spark the herbs. Got the Braxton County Booker weed. Look at me with Tommy Wildfire out back cooking beef. Dingus, Stinkfinger, pinkest drink drinker. Rinky dink stink lingers on my blinky pink finger. Dead ringer for death eating a cracker. Part-time slacker, full-time slow.
Hey, what's up, all? Shit, I was about to say all you cool cats and kittens, man. I'm not even going there, man. That fucking bitch, Carol Baskin, you know. Fuck, dude. Hey, man, good to be back again talking to you guys. It's been a while since we put an episode of the show out. The last one we recorded was back in September, and it is actually the Healing Appalachia concert thrown by Charlie Hatcher and company. It's a great time. You know, we had a blast shooting the thing. But I kind of got started on some other shit. I mean, I was working on entertainment venue to build, you know, that we were going to start up down here in Lewisburg in about 2 weeks before we were going to have our Kickstarter, which was going to be dope. I had Bobby Wayne Stouts coming out to do comedy, some boys, the heavy hitters from up in Huntington was going to play music. It was going to be sweet. But yeah, about 2 weeks before the Kickstarter, bam, COVID-19 hit, baby. So we got put in a lockdown, and that whole plan just kind of got put on the back burner, man. About 7-8 months worth of work. Just I don't want to say down the drain, but it's definitely not going to work out anytime soon. It's not a great time to kick off a restaurant. So anyway, man, you know, we got locked down, and at first it was, you know, it sucked. I mean, obviously a lot of people were out of work and stuff, but I got to say personally, I was sort of enjoying, people were putting out a lot of content on the internet. They were sitting at home. They were playing music, you know, doing like little live webcams, getting people to, you know, put money in their PayPals and stuff. And I loved it, man. I was watching all that stuff just from the house, just kind of hunkered down. And I was really enjoying all that shit, man. But of course, we didn't know that things were still going to be locked down for a while. So yeah, you had that. And then, like, you know, some pretty, we lost some good souls, man. You know, John Prine died. That was a pretty bad hit. Tom Hanks, I think, was like the first one to get it. So we was all worried. We were like, no, man, not Forrest fucking Gump, dude. We can't lose you to this shit. So yeah, man, it was crazy, and everybody was just kind of like, what the fuck? And then, you know, people were dying, man. It was nuts, man. The whole world just shut down. And, you know, planes were empty. It was just a wild time. And everybody was starting to get a little bit nervous, you know. Government's, you know, giving us all $1,200, which was bullshit, because by my calculations, we probably should have got about 23 grand each. So something's fishy. Always is, though. You know what I mean? Anyhow, you know, things were looking as they were looking, and all of a sudden they fucking hit us with murder hornets. Like, hey, man, stay in your house, because there's some big-ass bees coming down here, and it's going to be shitty, man, you know. You don't want nothing to do with these things. So, you know, everybody's worried now. We got these fucking big, crazy hornets coming into town. And as bad as things seemed, man, you know, and that was just kind of the summary of it. You know, as bad as things seemed, about a week ago, the police in Minneapolis killed a black man that they were arresting by the name of George Floyd. Man, shit just went wild, man. It's been really wild out here. Now, there's been definitely an uprising, you know, a lot of people getting up to speak out. There's been a lot of protests that have been peaceful. And then a lot of that has just turned into rioting and more violence and all this. But, you know, I just feel like, you know, it's not just this one death all these people are upset over, man. It's just all just, you know, the one before that and the one before that and the one before that and the one before that. So, you know, right now it's, you know, it feels like there's like some change in the air, you know. People are starting to pay attention. The NFL's apologized for not, recognizing Kaepernick and what he was trying to raise awareness about and all this stuff. That's, it's a pretty big deal. A lot of organizations are getting up and running, really, getting behind the whole, the Black Lives Matter organization and all that. So it's an interesting time to be alive right now. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's almost like a perfect storm, just like chaos right now. So anyway, man, that being said, I hope all you guys are doing well, man. I hope everybody's taking care of yourselves and taking care of each other, and looking at the big picture, man. Because things definitely have to change, and so that's why. I'm glad to bring you this particular episode of the podcast, because this event is all about creating change and making things better. It's rallying around the addiction epidemic here in Appalachia, and putting together a concert, an amazing show that is just raising money that all goes to that one cause. And this is the second year they've done it, and they raised a lot of money. It was a completely sold out show. I think about 8,100 people in attendance. I mean, I was at the fairgrounds that night. I don't even think I've seen that many people at the damn fair. You know what I mean? So it was pretty banging. And they were gracious enough to let me sit backstage, set my shit up, and just kind of snag, people, musicians, sponsors, whoever, and just, put them on camera, do a little interview, see what they were doing there. We ended up with some great guests. One of them that I'm really stoked I got was Dave from the Dopey podcast. He's got a podcast based out of New York, and it's all about, addiction and dumb shit. And man, it's good. It's really good. It's very, very well done. It's just a small thing he does out of his house, but he has really, really impressive guests on there. And he'll name some of them off while we're doing the interview. But I was like, I didn't even really realize that I'd kind of reeled in a pretty big fish for that. And kudos to Healing Appalachia for getting him to come down and talk. He's just an amazing guy. And if you get the chance, check out the Dopey podcast. It's highly entertaining, very informative. And, people call in, they tell stories about, their recovery process and just stupid shit that they did when they were on drugs. And it's looked at in a very sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of like a healing type of way, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, check that out for sure. A couple other people speaking for some other organizations on here. It's just kind of a hodgepodge, you know what I mean? And it was a lot of fun. I do want to say this. I'm not affiliated with Healing Appalachia. Some of the verbiage I use, some people may get confused. I'm saying this on behalf of whatever. I'm not there on behalf of Healing Appalachia. I think just maybe camera got to me and I might have said something like that a time or two, but no, they are doing their thing, and they were just kind enough to let me come up and set my stuff up and do my thing. So yeah, man, great time. We had a blast. Just a side note, if you take a drink every time I say absolutely, very good, or thank you during this show, you will be nice and buzzed up by the end, just saying. But anyhow, man, yeah, it was a great time. It was a really, really good time. And at the end, we actually have a little tribute that our friend Ben Call did. A little tune, a little John Prine tune for you. So at the very end, just stick around and make sure you give that a listen. He just recorded, mixed it. Just one of those things that happened during the quarantine that he was like, I'm getting bored. John Prine just passed away. I'm going to do a little tribute to him. So he was kind enough to send that our way, and we got to put that on here. So definitely check that out. And yeah, again, guys, hope you're taking care of yourselves, taking care of each other, and things hopefully will start looking better here in the year 2020. So in the meantime, y'all go above and live beyond, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful day here at the state fairgrounds of West Virginia. We're in Lewisburg, Fairleigh area. We're here for the Healing Appalachia show. This is a benefit to raise awareness about the opioid epidemic going on here in West Virginia and all across Appalachia. We have Miss Anna Ross here. Anna Ross, tell us a little about yourself. Where are you from and what are you doing down here?
I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. First of all, this is a fucking fantastic event. So props to everyone who's putting it on, because it's been amazing. But I'm here not only in support of the event and the artist, but I have a tent that I did not make up. This is not my original idea. But it's for folks in recovery who love to go to music festivals. Often if you're new in recovery or you're just even years in recovery but you get a little squirrely, it's good to have the support there. So what's been popping up at big festivals all over the place are these tents that are for support. We have meetings there. They're just recovery meetings, nothing specific, any kind of recovery. And it's a way to like keep that support, have some accountability, help other people, while you're also enjoying badass music.
Right,
so
because a lot of recovering addicts obviously are big music fans.
Yes.
I get that. You feel alienated, like you can't go to those places
Yep.
without partying and all that stuff. So that's an absolutely wonderful.
And again, it was not my idea. They're all over, all different festivals. I called a friend of mine, blatantly stole it from him. He said, "Go steal. This can only help other people." So that was really cool.
Very good.
And it really is good, especially when you're newly sober, and it's very scary coming to even just a concert for the first time. So we have a little Facebook group too that's just kind of like, hey, I'm going to be at this thing. Is anybody else going to be there? You have that connection in a way that we relate in a way that no other people can. Addicts and alcoholics.
Is that like you have a Facebook page? How do they find you online to get involved if they want to do that?
It's called ROCKS, R-O-C-K-S. It stands for something I can never fully remember. Recovery, openness, connection, kinship, serenity. It's really a bunch of BS. It's just about connecting with other sober people. We know that community and support matter big time in getting sober and clean and staying sober and clean. So look for the ROCKS group on Facebook. It's a group. It'll be public. You'll just come right in and then you start posting about where you're going to be and when, and if you need a little support, post whatever you need to, and everybody's there to do the same thing, stay clean and sober and help each other out. So
that's absolutely incredible.
It's awesome.
Well, Anna, on behalf of everybody, from the state of West Virginia and people down here that are throwing this event, thank you for coming out.
I'm so glad to be here. Also, I don't know if that's your real name.
And we're sitting here with a gentleman I just met a few seconds ago. His
Yes,
name
sir.
is, Dave.
That's me.
Dave, and you have a podcast of your own, that's correct?
I do.
And what would you call that podcast?
My podcast is called Dopey, the Dopey Podcast on drugs, addiction, and dumb shit.
Okay, very good. So is it just you, or do you have guests on?
Well, it's a sad story. I started the podcast almost 4 years ago with a friend of mine who I had met in rehab, and we did an episode every week. So we released our 206th episode yesterday. But last summer, my friend wound up relapsing and overdosing and dying.
Oh shit. Yeah.
While he was on the show, we had a shitload of guests. We've had a bunch of famous people on the show. We had Mark Maron, who does a big podcast. We had Jamie Lee Curtis. We had Artie Lang from the Howard Stern Show. I've had Andy Dick, Anders Osborne, who's a pretty famous singer-songwriter around here, I think. Fucking the singer from Three Dog Night, one of the rappers from House of Pain.
Is that right? Yeah.
Margaret Cho just came on. The dude who played Christopher on The Sopranos, Michael Imperioli.
Okay.
Yeah, our podcast is a big deal.
Well, I'm looking forward to checking it out.
It's the biggest non-important podcast in the world.
Well, I'm going to have to go ahead and vie for the rank of biggest non-important podcast there is. You know what I mean?
Well, it's always good to have aspirations.
Yeah, well, it's a little friendly competition.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So I just heard your speech on
Thank you.
stage. I got to say, man, you had some amazing things to say. And, being out here and, lending your experience to what's happened, I mean, I got to say, on behalf of everybody throwing this event, we really appreciate that, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's totally like one of the people who put on the festival is a big fan of my podcast. Her name is Quincy, and she invited. She last summer she asked us to talk about it on the podcast, so I was like, that's cool, I'll do it. And then this summer she wanted to advertise on our podcast, so we did that. And then she invited me and my family to come down to attend and for me to MC, and it was just such an honor. I had to take her up on it, you know.
Very good.
It's just it's like profound for me because I don't ever see people like I do my podcast in my attic or in my dad's kitchen. It's very small.
Right.
It doesn't feel like you're talking to 5,000 people. I'm like high on talking to all these people.
Right.
It's really fun.
That's great, man. So what platforms can we find your podcast on?
Basically all of them. I mean, we're on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, Google Play. I mean, Google Dopey, something will pop up.
We are here with State Trooper Mr. Dwayne Bowles.
That's correct.
Dwayne, how are you today?
I'm good today. How are you?
Doing well? Very good, man. Having a good time out here. Are you enjoying yourself?
I am.
I got to say, like, if you're going to police something, Could you ask for a better event
Hey,
than this?
as long as it keeps like this, we're great.
Very good, man. Very good. So, I mean, the whole thing out here, we're raising awareness about the opioid epidemic in the state.
Right.
How do you feel about the state of things going on from a law enforcement standpoint?
From our standpoint, it's a huge problem. It has been for several years now. It's not only the opioids that it affects any and every family. There's nobody that's immune to it. And it leads to so many other problems. I mean, in addition to your overdoses and obvious drug problems, it leads to a lot of other crime, to thefts, to violent crimes, and it just brings a bad thing to our state. And I think we've been hit harder than a lot of the other areas in the country, as you well know.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you being, a law enforcement state trooper, I know you deal with it firsthand quite a bit.
Right.
So, on behalf of Healing Appalachia, we just want to thank you for your service and doing what you do and coming out here and making sure we're all having a good time.
Glad to be here, and it's a worthy cause. I'm glad you guys are doing this.
Very good, man. Thank you very much for sitting with
I appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're still rolling here at the Healing Appalachia concert, doing another interview for the Who is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast. We have Rod and Craig here with us today. Rod and Craig, how y'all doing, man?
Doing great,
Doing all right?
Really glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a great cause, and you guys are actually two of the musicians that are playing this evening, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. Got
All right.
drums and bass.
Drums and bass,
Yeah.
and you guys are actually from West Virginia, so this whole epidemic kind of hits home for you guys.
Yes, sir. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm from Huntington and see it every day.
Yeah, well, Huntington absolutely riddled with this opioid epidemic,
Yep.
and it's
terrible.
It's pretty nuts out there, but I'm happy that we're able to do things like this, and that guys like you, especially where you guys are at in the world with your music, are able to come down and play with us and all that stuff. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely. It's a blast to be down here and do something for such a good cause.
Yeah.
We'll
So-
probably be here every time.
Yeah, I hope so, personally.
Yeah.
I'm sure the whole state does. So, you guys have been on the road quite a bit. Didn't you just get off like a European tour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a couple weeks off. We did Kicking It on the Creek in Kentucky.
I saw photos of that. I think I'm going next year.
It's sort of like
Me too.
our family festival, all our good friends. But yeah, we've been off kicking around the house for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But, well, Rod, he stayed over in Europe.
Yes.
With his,
Oh, yeah?
with his
My
girlfriend.
lady
Sierra.
came over and we went to Paris and Spain and had a grand
very
old
nice.
time. Stayed
Yeah.
about 10 extra days. And
That's fantastic.
got a little
yeah.
vacation. So.
Right on, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, fantastic. So, I'm very much looking forward to the show tonight. You guys have any special tricks up your sleeve for the evening, or?
If I told you that, I'd have to kill you.
I probably deserve it too.
Yeah, it's all right.
You know what I mean?
Nah, man, we got a few special things. So,
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
I'm looking forward to the show, man. Off the wall question: what's the best cheese to put on a grilled cheese?
Oh man, dude. I've been honestly making some grilled cheeses lately.
Yeah.
And first, garlic butter.
Okay.
Make it with
yeah.
garlic, but make your own garlic butter first. Put it on, put it down. I've personally been doing some mozzarella, a little bit of sharp white cheddar, and what was that? A little Parmesan at the
Oh, so
end.
you're doing like the little mix
Oh,
and
yeah,
match, like
baby.
Fuddrucker style
baby.
grilled cheese.
Oh, yeah,
How
yeah.
about you, Craig? What do you say?
Man, I approve of all that. I'm kind of whatever I have. My main thing with grilled cheeses is getting some mayonnaise on there.
Instead of butter.
Well, yeah.
I've
yeah,
heard of that.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
I can't say I've been daring enough to try it, but you're telling me it's
I like
cheese.
butter on the outsides.
Right.
Mayonnaise.
You
in
can do
between.
it both ways.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
should
so
try
you
it
do
with
butter on the
mayonnaise.
outside and mayo in the middle.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
man's
yeah.
out of control over here. Obviously, he's taking grilled cheese to a whole new level. Don't even get me started on his bass playing. He's fucking amazing. I just want to tell you guys about this new Cabot sharp cheddar with habanero in it. I made a grilled cheese with that shit last night. Unbelievable.
Cabot white cheddar is.
Oh, I love that stuff. With the
Yeah.
hunter's print on the outside. And, yeah, unbelievable. Oh, Lord, ladies and gentlemen, we in trouble now. All right. Right here, our next interview on the Who is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast. Here at Healing Appalachia, we got Mr. Matt Mullins from Beckley fame of The Boatman. Matt Mullins in the Bring Downs, various other projects.
Vern Spotted Chili. I started Vern Spotted Chili.
Yeah. Kinda.
I was the bass player.
Yeah, man. So, Matt, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing really good. Just
Yeah.
came from a wedding. Didn't think I was going to make it.
This is honestly the best I've ever seen you look at my entire
Thank
life.
you.
I didn't
Thank
know
you.
you even owned a fucking tie.
Me neither. I just found it on the side of the road. And I
Is that a Trump tie?
It's not.
No, that's
No.
an Izod he got from a thrift store.
Izod, it's Coles.
Somebody
It's
left it in
Coles,
his house. That's
motherfucker.
the only tie he fucking owns. I guarantee you that shit.
I got some Jerry Garcia ties from 1994.
So Matt, what's up, man? You see you in the Bring Down still out playing? music?
We're about to release a new record. We got a GoFundMe going to press the vinyl, but the record's complete. 9 new songs. I got a Ric Flair song on there.
No shit.
Oh, no shit. Woo! Yeah, I'm proud of that one. Nobody else in the band really likes it, but me.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, I'm your top fan of that song already, and I haven't even fucking heard it.
Hell yeah.
So
I sing it a cappella.
All right. Fuck yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a pleasure and a surprise to see
Love
you.
you. Yeah, my whole Wyoming County family's here, so I was like, I'm just going to surprise everybody and show up.
Right.
No ticket, just drove on in.
Just drove on in.
Just gave him the old.
I gotta admit, dude, you roll up in an outfit like that, you're gonna get in
what
anywhere,
happens.
dude. You know? I used to have this philosophy when I lived in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
If you want to get into a swimming pool, just walk in like you own the place, and nobody's ever gonna say shit.
I've lived my whole life stumbling into stuff, so I think that if you pretend like you know what you're doing, people think you know what you're doing.
Absolutely. You look like a big time baller.
Yeah, I feel like one.
Absolutely, man. Well, thanks for coming on,
Love
man.
you.
I appreciate you. And you know
I want
what?
to come do a full
We'll
deal.
definitely
singing
get that
and
happening
playing.
in the works. We'll sing, play. We'll talk.
I don't know why I
about,
did this. I
we
don't
gotta-
play this.
I don't know even what the fuck that is.
That was a loop. It was a loop. It was a hammer dulcimer.
Upside down fucking hammer dulcimer.
I want to come on and play this.
Well, that's great shit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're keeping it rolling here. This is our next interview on the Who is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast. We're coming at you from the Healing Appalachia show. And our next guest here is Mr. Jeremy Short.
What's happening?
Not much. You doing all right tonight?
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, we saw you on stage with Arlo earlier.
Yes, sir.
Hell of a performance, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
How's everything going with your band? You guys making the rounds? You still
We're
working?
doing good.
Yeah.
We got a few dates, slower in the fall.
Okay.
Taking some time off. I've been writing more lately.
Right.
Just trying to get things ready for maybe the next studio project.
Okay.
Still doesn't really have a time frame per se, but
Yeah. Well. We
but
know
right now
that.
it's just theoretical in my mind what may happen down the road. You know what I mean?
Very good, man. Where, and, like, I know you somewhat, but like, where are you guys based out of?
I live in Moorhead, Kentucky.
Moorhead, Kentucky.
In Moorhead, Kentucky, and that's where the band's based right now too. That's been playing with me, and
Okay.
we've been having some fun.
Right on. Well, I know you, but for the people out there listening, when they come to see a show, what can they expect from Short and Company?
Oh man, I write my own songs, and you know, I like to play guitar, and I like to play it real loud, and I like to sing loud too about shit that I've been through and shit that I've seen, you know, and play a few songs that I like too, and hopefully y'all like them too.
Absolutely. Well, I've seen you guys a few times. Absolutely love what you're doing up there on
Thank
stage,
you.
man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks you so much for coming down, contributing to the Healing Appalachia show. And
Oh,
It's always a
absolutely.
pleasure to have you here in West Virginia. I feel like you're becoming one of our brothers down here.
Yeah, we hop that river a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, if you ever want to get on the river, holler at me, man. You know, I'm a
Oh
river guy.
yeah,
You know?
I love it, man.
So,
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, man. Very
Thank
much.
you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're sitting here with Mr. Jason Johans of Lewisburg, West Virginia. Jason, how you doing today, sir?
Oh, pretty good. Hot as the dickens out there, slinging water.
Yeah.
Probably about 2,000 to 3,000 bottles of water sold in the last couple hours.
Jeez, that's a lot of water. That's some record-breaking numbers out here this year. What, 7,000 people?
7,000 people, and I'd say half of them are in the parking lot. You know, doing the scene out there, and
Yeah.
a couple of thousand in here. It's gonna get pretty packed in here later, I'd say.
Shotgun round. Best cheese to put on a grilled cheese sandwich.
I don't know, like American, I'd say classic.
Yeah, Kraft singles. On
Yeah,
the grill.
yeah.
That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
I've also would have accepted that new Colbert sharp cheddar with the habaneros, but not a lot of people know about that yet, but it's off the hook. Really good. Let's see. Banana splits, chocolate vanilla, or just vanilla?
No banana split. I'm out.
What's the matter? You don't like fruit in your motherfucking ice cream, dog?
Not really, man. I don't know. I'm out on the whole banana split idea. Just doesn't make sense to me.
All right, you're done. Get out of my podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the saga continues. Our next interview for the Healing Appalachia show here on whoisdingusstinkfinger.com is Mrs. Tootie Jones from Swift Level. Hold on, let me fix your mic. There you go. So, Tootie, tell us a little bit about what you're doing out here at the festival.
We are providing great food for great musicians, and our foods come from our store, Swift Level Fine Meats, and we're doing great burgers from our steers on our farm and taking care of people.
Absolutely, yeah, and doing a hell of a job. And just so y'all know, you can't see this, but they're set up right next to where we're set up right now, and the smells coming off of this grill are unbelievable. So, and Swift Level Fine Meats has been a staple in your stores down in Fairleigh, right?
Right, we're in Fairleigh. We've been there for 2.5 years. We've been in the meat business for many, many, many years beyond that, but we're having a great time, and we really love coming here and feeding the musicians and all the staff. It means a lot to us. We really support what this is all about. It touches all of our families, and it's a great thing.
And with us today, we have two of the show's sponsors. Would that be the right word?
That would be.
This is
Weatherground Brewery. I'm Sam Fonda with Weatherground Brewery.
And
I'm Bill Hackle with Greenbrier Valley Brewing Company.
Very good. So how did you guys get involved with all this?
I started last year with Hope in the Hills in the Healing Appalachia, and it went so well that we had to get our local competitor with our competitor is Good Side. We're
right.
we help each other out when we
Very
can.
cool. Yeah. So I know you're up by the airport in Lewisburg, is where Greenbrier Valley. Now, where is Weatherground?
Coolridge.
We're in Coolridge, West Virginia, southern part of the state, in Raleigh County.
Okay.
So it's right next to Winter Place Ski Resort.
Oh, very good. So you guys are basically our neighbor brewery, more or less. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how long have you guys been in the business for?
We just opened a little over 2 years ago, but these guys have been super friendly with us, and we just met one of the guys putting this on a few weeks ago, and I think he was speaking with Bill about bringing another brewery on, and we were fortunate that Bill gave us the thumbs up and said these guys are good guys and let us be a part of this. Because this is a awesome thing going on.
You do a quality product every time.
People help people. Yeah, cheers, guys. We're glad you guys can make it out. So what, do you have any kind of specialties that you guys do at Weatherground? Any special beers, or you guys kind of mix it up?
We do we do a really large variety. We have some flagships that we try to stay on top of, but we do a big variety. Today we brought a new really light cream ale, so it's kind of like a really light ale we brew with Appalachian corn and rye.
Very good.
And then we brought our dry Irish stout as well. And then these guys brought some awesome beers.
Yeah, what did you guys bring up, Bill?
We brought our Kolsch, which is been an award winner, and our Bat Boy and Old Randall Pilsner. Backstage we have a little bit of 35 Parks.
Very good. I've had the 35 Parks. It's unbelievable. It's probably my favorite beer that y'all do.
Yeah, it's a West Virginia grown product.
Okay.
40% is malt from, sweet from Hillsboro, West Virginia.
Right, very good, man. And you have pretty big establishment. You have bands and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What's your establishment like? Is it just a brewery, or is it brew pub style?
It's a brew pub. We sit on 60 acres in Coolridge, so it's a really cool little farm area brewery, and we try to utilize local ingredients. We have a really nice tap room. We have live music all the time. We have a music festival every year where we have 25 plus bands. They're all from West Virginia. We do that once a year to help benefit West Virginia Public Broadcasting, and yet we're in the process of installing a pizza oven right now.
Oh, wow.
So we're about to have more food options
Pizza
there.
and beer. I mean,
Cheers.
what goes better than that? You know, it's beautiful. So, where can we find you guys online? You on social media?
We're on
website.
We're on Facebook. I think both of us are on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
All that stuff.
Great websites.
I don't think we really do Twitter too much, but
We don't either yet.
Well, I must admit, I need to come and check out Weatherground. I've definitely had your beer before, but definitely would love to come check out the facility. So,
and he's
folks,
a good guy.
If you're in the Beckley area, make sure you stop by Weatherground. If you're seeing us down here in Lewisburg, make sure you head on out to Greenbrier Valley Brewing Company. Thanks a lot, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. We're with John Clay right here, kind young gentleman that I just met literally about 30 seconds ago.
Yep.
And was good enough to sit down and do a quick interview with us. John, who are you here with?
I'm here with Mr. John R. Miller and the Engine Lights.
Okay, and where are you guys based out of?
John's from the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, up in the Morgantown, Shepherdstown area.
Sure, I'm familiar,
yeah.
How
But
about yourself?
I grew up in Pikeville, Kentucky, East Kentucky, and I live in Lexington these days. But we're here just, lay down some gems on VHS for my buddy in there.
Doing it on Betamax. Old school
Yeah, I don't know that a VHS tape is involved. That might just be a clever name.
Right.
I'm not super familiar.
Oh,
with
that's the name of the company.
Well, yeah, or whatever the brand is.
Right,
I
I got you. Okay. I thought we were just having a little throwback conversation, the good old days. Well, that's great. And so you're playing drums with him today.
Yes, sir.
Now, are you an artist of your own?
I am. I've been about 4 or 5 years playing around the region as a solo act, and play drums for John R. Miller, and sometimes I'll sit in with Chelsea Nolan. I played with Jeremy Short and Company for a year and a half or so.
Yeah, Jeremy Short. Yeah, I met him at Mount Music Fest.
One of the best musicians I've ever met.
Great guy too, man.
Yeah.
Real cool. And they just did a show. Did you guys play at the brewery last night?
He probably did.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, that's great. Well, where can we find you guys? You guys on social media at all, or you got a website?
Yeah, I don't know if John has a website per se, but he's where you find everybody.
Okay.
On your Facebook, if you type in John R. Miller, or if you type in John Clay, you'll find it. Also, the fiddle player, her name is Chloe Edmonston, and she's in a excellent band. Like I guess you consider them old-timey folk grass. They're called Locust Honey. They just put out a new record as well.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Excellent record.
I'll have to check that out. You know, one thing I love about on this show, just a lot of new names get dropped, and people have been turning on to new music and stuff. And,
which is, I think, the absolute most important piece of the puzzle.
We're sitting here with a lady I just met 30 seconds ago. Her name is Emma, and she's been up here taking photographs of the whole Healing Appalachia event. And we just want to know how to go tonight. Everything go all right?
It was great. It was a really fun crowd. I'm glad I was able to make it out for the show.
Yeah, very good. So where are we going to be able to find these photographs that you've taken? Are they like a public thing or something you're going to put
Yeah,
online?
I think they'll eventually be posted to the Instagram page for the festival. I'll probably post them on my Instagram. I'm sure some of the other artists will post them around.
Okay.
But yeah. We'll
So you have your own Instagram, like as a photographer?
Yes.
Well, how do we find you on?
Emma Delafante.
Emma Excuse me, I had a couple of beers. Emma Delafante.
Yes.
No
Delafante.
dots, no dashes.
Nope.
Just Emma Delafante.
Emma Delafante.
Can you
with
spell
a
it?
B. D-E-L-E-V-A-N-T-E.
B-A-N-T. Okay.
Yes.
So if you were to, let's say you were at a horse race, right? And there were these 3 horses.
Okay.
Right? One was named Chocolate Candy. The other one was named Your Mama's Got an Afro with a Chin Strap.
That's
and
true.
the other one was called Deep Sea Treasure. Which horse would you put your money on and why?
The chocolate candy, because I love chocolate candy.
Yeah?
It's the shortest name. That's honestly the only one I remember.
Oh, yeah?
So.
I don't remember the other 2 either, but I'll be totally honest with you. I actually bet on a horse named Chocolate Candy 4 times.
Then cool. Then
My
I made the
philosophy
right
on
choice.
horse racing is you bet on anything named after food, right?
I'll remember that. I've
Yeah.
never bet on horse racing before, but when I do, I'll bet on the horse named after food.
Anything after food. you know.
Alright, cool.
Let us win, or, stay thirsty.
We have Mr. Brian Miller, the head of brewing operations at Greenbrier Valley Brewing Company. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Did I get the title right?
That's right. Director
Okay.
of Brewing Operations.
Very good.
Absolutely.
So you guys are one of the sponsors out here at this event?
We are. We've sponsored this event for the last 2 years. Very happy to do it. Also, we have a little bit of tie to Tyler Childers. He actually, several years ago, used to actually clean kegs and work on our operation lines with us.
Right, yeah.
So it just feels good to see where Tyler was at one point, see where he is now,
Yeah.
and just to just be a part of it.
Go above, live beyond, and be a Stinkfinger.
Go above, live beyond, be a Stinkfinger.
Go above, live beyond, and always be a Stinkfinger.
Go above, live beyond, be a Stinkfinger.
Go above, live beyond, and be a Stinkfinger.
Go above, live beyond, and be a
Stinkfinger.
Stinkfinger.
Go above, live beyond, be a Stinkfinger.
Go above, live beyond, be a Stinkfinger.
Right in that camera.
Go above, be
Go above, live beyond, be a Stinkfinger. Go above, live beyond,
And be a Stinkfinger.
be a Stinkfinger.
Fuck yes, flash the
Fuck
firework,
yeah.
man. I'm in town. Love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
Ow!
You're in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're checking all the doors.
You good?
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is our final interview of the evening of the Healing Appalachia show. This is, y'all know him, you love him, my good friend, and the brainchild of this operation. This is Mr. Charlie Hatcher.
How do?
Charlie, how you feeling this evening, man?
Tired.
You look a little whooped, you know?
I want a shower and a bar of soap.
You get fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. So
It's time to put it down.
how'd we do this year?
We killed it.
Yeah. Sold out concert.
Sold out.
Yeah. Man, I just really want to say, I want to say something funny and be like entertaining, but seriously, man, congratulations, dude. This has been absolutely amazing, you know?
In summation, we killed it.
Killed it. Knocked it out the park.
We worked our asses off, and I think we're going to be able to help a lot of people and, be the change you want, right?
Yeah, and that's what we're here to do. you know?
Yep.
We had a lot of amazing interviews this evening. I mean, tons of great people coming up, sharing their stories with us. It's been such a great time, man. Like all the bands played so well, and I don't know what to tell you, man. I know this sounds corny to say,
What?
but I'm fucking proud of you, man. Like I'm really proud of you, man, for pulling this off. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot of work, man. All this came from Kelly. Kelly's sister Barb. Her son Bo died, and I didn't even know Bo.
I didn't either, yeah.
And I don't know why it really affected me like it did, but it sure did.
Yeah.
And, be the change you want to see. Be a Stinkfinger.
Absolutely, man. So, I've asked this question to a couple of people, because we're really trying to get the heart of, how people feel about, certain issues in their life and everything like that. So, I have to ask you this question. What's the best cheese to put on a grilled cheese sandwich?
Havarti.
Havarti?
Yeah.
Dude.
Havarti dill.
Fancy little motherfucker.
If you
the
feel-
Havarti dill is good.
If you're feeling weird, get Havarti dill with sharp cheddar.
Sharp cheddar, yeah. Yeah. I'm
That's the
like,
one.
yeah, I couldn't agree more, but I'm telling you, there's this new Cabot cheddar out that's got it's got what is it? Habanero chilies in it. Not
Yeah,
people know about it yet.
but you only get it once the 2 for $5 and the it's on sale.
You grab at it when it's
So
on
nobody
sale.
buying that shit.
Yeah, no doubt. But, hey, there's some of us that are true stinkfingers in life that'll actually reach for that shit, get that little discount, do the thing. Yeah, man. Well, I gotta say, yeah, man, I've already kissed your ass enough. I'm not gonna do it anymore.
No.
But it was an amazing show. It was an amazing production. Totally sold out. Which this was more people that I've seen at the fairgrounds than at the actual state fair.
We probably had 8,100 people here.
Yeah. Yeah. Good shit.
Didn't have no major medical. To my knowledge, no arrests. There's an asshole in every crowd. But
Yeah, I saw a pretty wicked thumb wrestling match going on out in the crowd.
Yep.
I thought it was going to escalate a little further beyond that, but
I am.
cool. One guy pulled the
I'm
sneaker
putting a
tag.
challenge out right now to Byron Roberts from Kicking It on the Creek. Indian leg wrestling, bro. I got you.
Damn. Yeah.
Got you.
Mark it right here on Who is Dingus Stinkfinger podcast. Challenge made. We hope you get challenge accepted.
I love you, Byron.
Yeah. Byron, holler at us, man. We'll get that match set up.
You're my
But I
dude.
think, we might not pull 7,000 people, but we can probably pull you know.
No, we're gonna do it on stage at Red Rocks in 2 days.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, you're going to Red Rocks? Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta catch a plane in 10 hours.
Well, that being said, I won't keep you any longer. But yeah, all respect to you, man. It's a great time.
I love you, buddy.
Love you too, man. Will you throw our catchphrase into the camera? It's go above, live beyond, be a Stinkfinger.
Go above. Live beyond. Be a Stinkfinger.
Give it up one time for Charlie Hatcher, ladies and gentlemen.
Love you guys. I just challenged your dad publicly on the internet.
On the internet. That's on tape. Yep.
I'm gonna Indian leg wrestle his ass.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna break. Where do you want me to put it? I'll take it. What's that?
Dave Johnson will take care of it.
Okay.
Clocks and spoons, empty rooms, it's raining out tonight. What a way to end the day by turning out the light. Shoot the moon right between the eyes I'm sending, both of me to sunny countryside. Run through sky blue, rolling in the sun. Every day has a way of overflowing one. Shoot the moon right between the eyes I'm keeping, most of me in sunny countryside. Don't know how I did that now. I wonder where it's gone. Must have spent the way I went, waiting for the dawn. Shoot the moon right between the eyes I'm screaming. Take me back to sunny countryside. Shoot the moon right between the eyes I'm screaming. Take me back to sunny countryside. Clocks and spoons, empty rooms, it's raining out.